Hello, everybody. I am checking in today to see how everybody is doing, and I am going to be talking about hunger and cravings in this short video. So no matter what stage you're in, we always want to make sure that we keep our hunger and cravings in check. So I'm going to talk about some major key points in keeping that in check. And some of you might still be doing some intermittent fasting. If you're not in the losing phase, we're definitely not doing a caloric restriction. So you really shouldn't be like cutting calories all day. That's definitely going to make you have hunger and cravings. But if you're doing an intermittent fast and you're maintaining a good, healthy intake of clean proteins, fat, and healthy carbs during the day, you just might have a little bit of hunger, but you don't want to be starving. So a little bit of hunger is okay. I always say hunger equals younger. And that's some of the keys to intermittent fasting, is that it does help improve with some anti-aging properties. So the number one thing, though, to keep your hunger and cravings in check is to get a good night's sleep. So if anyone's ever had just one poor night's sleep, that is going to affect you the next day. You might have serious cravings for sugar, for ice cream, for something crunchy and salty. And guess what? That could have been because your sleep is messed up. So hopefully you guys are sleeping better and continuing to sleep better, because if you're not, that could be a big, big upset. Also, poor sleep is going to increase your insulin resistance. And I've spoke about insulin resistance before. We do not want insulin resistance. That is going to cause more fat storage. Okay, so the second thing that I'm talking about in terms of hunger and cravings is you want to get the intake of the right foods. So this isn't really going to apply during the losing phase because we're not eating any fat. But when you are, in maintenance and beyond, you want to be getting with every meal a good portion of clean, lean protein, healthy fats, a little bit of healthy fats, and fiber. So that fiber, we know, is really going to be coming from a big heaping portion of vegetables. A little bit of fruit, fine, but usually a big portion of vegetables. Ton of nutrients, ton of fiber. And what that's going to do, that trio of protein, fat, and fiber is really going to help us get full and then stay fuller longer. So it's going to help with that satiety, feeling full. And that's also going to help improve our, lower our insulin resistance. So who doesn't want that, right? So what we talked about a ton about during the reset is we want to make sure that we're getting ample amounts of water. So a lot of times when you're hungry, you really just might be thirsty. So check in with your body. Are you eating because you're hungry? Are you eating because you're thirsty? A lot of times your body's not going to cue you in to saying that you're thirsty. So just drink some water or drink some green tea. Green tea has such great benefits like antioxidant. It's going to help with weight loss. It's going to help with satiety. It's going to help with improving your metabolism. So green tea, awesome. Your herbal and decaffeinated teas, really, really, really great. So make sure you're drinking at least half your body weight in water. The third thing I want to talk about is, did I talk about? Oh, that was the third thing. Okay, so the fourth thing I want to talk about is that stress. So we talked about the good and the bad of cortisol being released from chronic stress that we have in our daily lives. And that is really going to impact a couple different neurotransmitters in the body, serotonin and dopamine. So when we have decreased levels of serotonin and dopamine, that could increase our hunger and cravings and really, really impact how we're going to be able to control that. So make sure that we're managing our stress. We're getting it all day, every day. So use those stress management techniques that we were talking about before. Meditation, yoga, go out for a walk, get a good night's sleep, all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys are actioning some of that great stuff. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was exercise. So if you're doing too much exercise or the wrong type of exercise, like a lot of endurance training, a lot of running, a lot of cardio, you're thinking I'm going to burn more calories. Well, that's going to make you hungrier. And I've said when you add exercise to your routine, make sure that you're eating calories to make up that deficit, but you don't want to exercise a lot thinking you're burning more so I can eat more, because eventually, you're just going to negate. So what I like is the resistance training and high intensity interval training. So those two are great for improving your metabolism and also decreasing that insulin resistance. Really, really, really important. One thing I just wanted to backtrack a little bit in terms of insulin resistance are fruit drinks. So never, never, never did I ever say, do a juice or drink any juice, because I've probably told a lot of you this before. Juice has even though it has some micronutrients in it, right? If you're juicing either vegetables, but if you stick an apple in there for sweetness, some carrots or even some beets, which is really, really high in sugar, even though it's healthy micronutrient source, it is all sugar, and sugar in the form of fructose. And fructose does not increase your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is glucose, but it goes straight to the liver and it gets stored as fat. So we do not want that. We do not want that at all. And also it gets stored as fat, and guess what? It doesn't make you feel full at all. So any of you who are drinking, hopefully you're not, these naked drinks, or people or your kids want to drink these naked drinks. Oh, mom, it's healthy. Or like what's really hot right now, one of my patients asked me today about kombucha tea. No, 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 no. High in sugar. For one, I think a lot of them have added sugar, and two, just straight up fructose. And we don't want that. We do not want that. If you're going to get fructose, you want to get it from real fruit. So think whole foods. The fruit has the micronutrient, it's got fiber, and it's going to make you full. So don't overeat on the fruit, right? Because you don't want to be eating too many fruits. You really want to have most of that fiber coming from a vegetable source. And I think a good rule of thumb too there is 2-to-1. If you're eating vegetables and fruit, have a 2-to-1 ratio. And for most people, 1 to 3 servings of fruit a day max. Like if you're on the diabetic or pre-diabetic side, like no more than 1 for sure. I know a lot of people think that, I'm just going to eat an apple before I go to bed because it's healthy. Well, 1, it's going to, it still stirs up the same digestive process, and you don't want to be digesting when you're supposed to be resting and repairing during sleep. But it still impacts your liver and your fat storing. So anyhow, I didn't mean to go on a tangent on that. I hope that helps, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care.